Hi, I'm Miss Dara and I'm from the Rogers Public Library and we're going to do Sublime Slime.
I'm Tamara.
And so let's get started. Today we're going to be making a rose slime from the Beauty and the Beast. So this is kind of an example of what it could look like. This is actually made with clear glue, but we made it with liquid starch. And so you see how white it is. That is very white, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really want it to be white. So ours is going to be, which this one looks white until you pull it out, and then it's a nice clear slime. So ours will be this nice clear slime instead of that white one that the accident made. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we have glue in our nice little Ziploc bags. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it all down here to the corner, and then I'm going to just cut the corner off.
Ooh, that's smart.
And squirt it in here. So this is just a half a cup of clear glue. And I just buy the glue by the gallon so that it's cheaper that way. And so I'm just going to pour this into my bowl. And that's a lot, like that's more than we usually use to make slime, but I thought it needed a lot this time. I like to do slimes with a lot sometimes. Okay, so let's squirt it all in there.
Oh, the
Just as much as you can get out.
piece of the Ziploc fell in there, but I guess that's okay.
All right. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water to mine. You don't have to add water if you don't want to, but if you do, you can. This one that is this thicker does not have any water in it.
Oh.
So that's how thick it will be if you don't add water.
And I kind of like that one because it kind of looks like a cloud.
I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of water to mine, just so that it'll be a little bit more liquidy. And I'm also going to add a couple drops of glycerin. Glycerin will help it be shiny, and it helps it, like it just makes it stretchier. So, all right, and stir that up. My glue is a little bit runnier now. And then I'm going to add some scent. And I don't have any rose scent, so mine is going to be pineapple scent.
And mine is going to be vanilla. How much do you put in there?
You just kind of shake some in. Slime isn't completely about measurements. It's kind of just about fun sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that looks very nice. The only thing you have to be careful of, sometimes when you put scent in, if you put too much in, it not besides being overpowering, sometimes it actually will cloud clear slime.
Ooh.
So that's part of why this one is cloudy, because the scent was just too strong or something. Okay, so then we need to do a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and that's what's in here. It's just plain baking soda. You just do a 1/4 teaspoon. Just put it in there. And if you really want clear slime, you can mix your baking soda with a little bit of hot water. It will dissolve your baking soda, and then when you pour it in, it will be all clear. But we're not going to do that today. We're just going to mix it in. Make sure you kind of try to smoosh out your lumps. It will mix in even if you don't get them all as you go. In clear slime, it'll have a lot of bubbles. If you're really careful, you don't get quite as many, but they will, if you let it set, it'll settle out of it in a day or so, and it'll be really clear then. Mine has tons of bubbles in it.
I kind of like the bubbles though.
Kind of nice. All right, so that looks pretty good. Mine has a couple lumps, but it's okay. When you're stretching it, it'll kind of break them apart. All right, so then this is the part you have to be really careful of. This is just contact solution, and in it, it has to say, it has, it says a buffered solution that contains boric acid. And so it has to say that or it won't work. So we're just gonna do a teaspoon. pour that in there. If you get too much of it, your slime will turn out like this. And see this here? It does not stretch at all. It just breaks. Like this is, I mean, it's really hard. It will just throw pieces everywhere and it won't stick back together. And this is like, I made it yesterday. So if you get too much, like if you get the perfect activation today, if it's too much in it, tomorrow it'll be just hard like this. So you just have to, it'll be a little bit sticky, but that's okay. So you really have to kind of work this a lot to get it good without making it like that.
And just adding this contact solution really made it sticky.
Yep. Yeah, it's the contact solution and baking soda reacting with the glue that makes it turn into slime. It just takes a lot of stirring. And so mine is really, really sticky here.
This is my first time making slime, so this is really fun.
Well, clear glue slime is a little bit harder than regular slime, but we need to go over our slime rules real quick, especially since you haven't made slime before.
Yeah.
So one of our slime rules that is very important is not to stick slime on your clothes or in your hair, or put it on anything really that you don't want it to be stuck on forever. So can you think of something you don't want to stick slime on?
My hat.
Your hat. That
I do
would
like
be
my
bad.
hat.
Well, one thing that we always want to be careful of is not to get it on our library books, because we can't get it off of our library books. If you got it on your clothes, then your parents could get it off using vinegar, but if you put it on books, we can't do that. So, because it would ruin our books. So we have to be careful. So, all right. Okay, see, if you touch it and it does that, it's probably not ready yet. So it's still a little bit too sticky. So I'm going to add I'm going to add about half of a teaspoon. If you really want to measure that exactly, there is a half teaspoon.
Of water?
No, I did add in water, didn't I? That should be contact solution.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Mine apparently needed a little bit more water.
There.
All right, here we go. Okay, half a teaspoon more. Okay. I like to do clear slime. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and then once it comes out of your bowl really good, it yeah, just stir. But once you get it out of the bowl good and you can do this, you just need to stretch it for about 2 minutes, really. Just keep stretching, which I'm not going to leave mine that long because it's actually come together really good. So I'm going to start adding things into mine. So
I need to stir mine some more.
I want to put a little bit of glitter in mine. So I like glitter. So I'm going to put a little bit, not too much because you don't need a whole lot. Put a little bit of this iridescent glitter in it. And I'm going to put a little bit of gold. And then just mix that in there. And if you don't want to get glitter all over the place, you can put it in the middle and then just kind of mix it into the middle and then stretch it, because then it'll be all stuck and you can just work it all through it.
I'm not
So
doing
you're
too well
coming-
for my first time.
No, you're doing just fine. If you need to, add a little bit of contact solution to your hands.
Oh.
And it just be careful not to add too much, but it will help it come off.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah, Myra always has problems making it too. Her hands are hotter than mine, so if you have hot hands, it sticks to you worse. All right, so I'm going to add rose petals to mine. And so I just have these fake rose petals. If you have real roses and want to put real roses in it, you can do that too, if your parents don't mind. So I'm just going to kind of stick them in here and fold it together.
That's working.
this rose petals in my slime. Isn't that cool? So nice. Okay, is yours coming out?
Yes.
Okay.
So stretch it some
Mm-hmm.
so it gets less.
Yeah, and it'll pull itself off your hands
Yeah.
as you stretch it too.
I think adding just a little squirt to my hands of the contact solution kind of helped.
Yeah. And I've made this before. You haven't. So.
Yeah. You're a pro.
I've done it several times. All right, I'm going to add a few more of these on.
And I have these little tiny little things that look like little roses. I think I'm going to add those. Just sprinkle them in.
Those are really pretty.
Mm-hmm. They're all different colors.
Those are made for like nail art.
Oh.
Is what they're actually made for. But now they sell them for slime because everybody loves them for slime.
I'm just going to mix them in. So I guess you could get things for nail art to put in there.
They have all kinds of different things now. And so this, as you see for this one, these I mix them all in, but I let it sit overnight, and they all come to the top, and when you push them, they're kind of crunchy. It's kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird how the rose petals just kind of all rose to the top. Well, this is nice, I think.
And it is clear, like you said it was going to be.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me, Dara.
Well, you're welcome. All right. Well, we'll see you again next week. Thanks.